Hello and welcome. You're watching 6 Stories at 6 with me, Tanisha Avasthi. Let's get you started with the 6 stories that have set the agenda for today. Ladies and gentlemen, it was 8 years ago when a teenage girl from Unnao dared to speak against the unthinkable. Just 8 years ago, she was demanding justice. Her father was beaten to death. She was gang raped, her voice was silenced, and her father was beaten to death in custody for demanding justice. Today, the Delhi High Court has suspended the life sentence of Kuldeep Sengar, the man convicted of destroying her childhood, her family. With a personal bond, weekly reporting, and a promise to stay away, that too 5 kilometers. He walks closer to freedom while she remains trapped in the shadows of trauma. The restrictions feel like hollow words when the very system that was meant to protect her has now hands her perpetrator for a lifeline pending appeal. For the survivor, for her lost father, for every other woman who's watching this who has ever feared that power will always triumph over pain, this order is not justice delayed. It is justice denied. The scars of Unnao have been ripped open, and the nation is left asking, how many more times must a victim bleed before the powerful finally pay?
8 years after a crime that exposed power, fear, and silence, the Unnao rape case is back in focus. The Delhi High Court today suspended the sentence of former BJP MLA Kuldeep Sengar, convicted for the rape of a minor. Kuldeep Sengar rape sentence suspended pending appeal by the Delhi High Court has come across as a controversial order. The former BJP MLA has challenged the December 2019 trial court verdict in the rape case.
Delhi High Court has suspended the life sentence of Kuldeep Sengar in the Unnao rape case. It was awarded to him. He was convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment by the trial court in the Unnao rape case. This is a division bench comprising of Justice Subramaniam Prasad and Justice Harish, Vedanath and Shankar. They pronounced this order. They said, we are suspending the sentence. A personal bond of 15 lakh rupees with 3 shorties shall be given. He is not allowed to come within 5 kilometers radius of the residence of the victim. He is directed to stay in Delhi during the pendency of his appeal. Ensure that he is available for completing the remaining part of the sentence in case he is found guilty. He is directed not to threaten the victim survivor or the mother. Deposit his passport and has to be before the police station once a week every Monday at 10 a.m.
But the court has imposed strict conditions. A 15 lakh rupee personal bond, weekly police reporting, surrendering passport to prevent foreign travel. The High Court also directed Sengar not to come within a 5-kilometer radius of the victim's house and not threaten her or her mother. Sengar has also been ordered to stay in Delhi. The court has warned that any violation of these conditions will lead to immediate cancellation of bail and his return to jail. Yet, despite these restrictions, one question echoes loudly. How does a man convicted of rape get a suspension of sentence at all? The case dates back to June 2017, when a 17-year-old girl was gang raped in Unnao of Uttar Pradesh. The accused was Kuldeep Sengar, who was then a powerful sitting MLA. After the survivor spoke out, her father was arrested on false charges and later died in judicial custody. Sengar was eventually convicted in that case as well, establishing a chilling abuse of power. In December 2019, a Delhi court convicted Sengar of rape and sentenced him to life imprisonment. Sengar remains in custody for now, as bail has not been granted in the custodial death case. But the suspension of his life sentence has raised many questions.
And moving on to our other top story, the Aravalli Hills are under threat after the Supreme Court's November 20 verdict that limited the legal protection to areas above 100 meters, sparking protests across Haryana and Rajasthan. Republic's investigation reveals illegal mining on pasture lands, homes cracking from blasting and high-tension electricity lines dangerously close to active pits. Experts have now warned that weakening protection could accelerate desertification, deplete the underground water, and even harm the agriculture. The dangers are real. In the year 2022, unregulated mining in Dadam village had led to a collapse that killed 5 people. Activists say that the verdict gives a green signal to mining lobbies. Republic now brings you the ground report exposing what already is happening on the ground.
There is uproar across North India after the Supreme Court's 20th November verdict, controversially redefining the Aravalli Hills, limiting legal protection only to areas above 100 meters in elevation, a move that activists say could legitimize mining across large parts of the fragile mountain range. Anger has spilled onto the streets in Haryana, where environmental groups are staging protests, warning that the verdict gives a green signal to mining lobbies.
अभी आपने एक उदाहरण दिया था कि यहाँ से आप यहाँ से देख रहे थे, ये पहाड़ आप बता रहे हैं खानक पहाड़ है, यहाँ पे काफ़ी बड़े स्तर पर है वो हो रही है अपनी माइनिंग होती है, और आप उस गांव में है ना जाके देखिए सारा गांव बीमारियों से पीड़ित है, सांस की बीमारियाँ कुछ भी है। एक ये पहाड़ है जिसने इस पूरे तोशाम शहर को प्रोटेक्ट किया हुआ है, 35,000 की आबादी को प्रोटेक्ट कर रहा है ये पहाड़। तो जो अरावली की डेफिनेशन अब माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट द्वारा दी गई 100 मीटर से नीचे की पहाड़ियों को फोड़ा जाए, यदि इस तरह के पहाड़ हटा दिए गए तो फिर तो सारा एरिया ही प्रदूषित होगा, सब जनमानस का जीना दुभर हो जाएगा।
Experts say that the Aravallis act as a natural barrier against desertification, stopping the Thar Desert from advancing towards Delhi NCR. Diluting protection could have irreversible consequences for climate, groundwater, and agriculture. Even as protests grow, Republic continues its investigation into what is already happening on the ground. Our teams travel to Rajasthan and Haryana, uncovering multiple violations at active mining sites. These are the visuals from Sawalpura village in Sikar in Rajasthan, where mining operations are being carried out in the Aravalli belt amid allegations of blatant violations of safety and environmental norms.
So this is the mining site where even right now mining is continuing, and they have this water tank, and there are two water pumps which continuously pumps out the water, which is not allowed to be pumped out in a dry state where already the water level is very low. We are also going to show you a little bit around. So you've seen that there are several things which is illegal about this entire illegal mining, and this predates the new accepted definition of Aravalli, and we are showing you live on Republic's camera how this mining, which you can see on the camera right now, this is illegal in not just one or two ways but in multiple ways.
Republic's visuals expose a high-tension electricity line running directly above an active mining site. Safety norms require a minimum 32-meter distance, a rule that appears to be violated here, posing a serious risk to lives. In Haryana's Kanak village in Tosham, villagers allege blasting from nearby mines has caused cracks in homes. Residents complain of breathing problems, children falling sick, a direct fallout of unregulated mining.
Towards my right, you can see the hills, which is just around a kilometer away. And in this village, due to the mining and due to the blasting, there has been cracks all across the village. You can see that the condition of the house is not livable. Apart from that, if we talk about people of this village are having breathing problems, they are asthmatic, and they have been protesting all across.
The dangers became tragically real in Dadam village in 2022, where illegal and excessive mining led to a collapse that killed at least 5 people. Investigations blamed overexploitation and unscientific mining.
In the year 2022, in Dadam area of Tosham in Bhiwani district, a tragedy struck in which around 5 people lost their life. But what was the reason of the people who died due to this tragedy? Behind me, let me show you the visuals here. This is the Aravalli range in Tosham area, and this is the Dadam area, where due to over-exploitation and unscientific way of mining, a tragedy took place in the year 2022. After that, the NGT and the Punjab and Haryana High Court took suo motu regarding this. You can see clearly there has been a huge ravage behind me where there has been done over-exploitation of mining.
As protests intensify and violations continue, activists warn the Supreme Court verdict could accelerate destruction of the Aravallis. The Republic will continue to expose illegal mining and demand accountability.
And this is not just about one state. There are many states for the past couple of days where protests have erupted across the states for saving the Aravallis. The Republic investigation today takes you to yet another illegal mining site. While the government provided an unconvincing defense of the Supreme Court order, the Aravallis have continued to blast and mine in Haryana's Charkhi Dadri area. The residents of that village face serious threat due to incessant blasting and mining. Here is an investigation that exposes how the illegal mining is being carried out, and this is a grave violation.
चले जाओ ना तो गोली मार देंगे, ये धमकियां देते हैं ये।
ब्लास्टिंग कण जाते हैं तो उसे कैंसर हो रहा है।
While the government attempts an unconvincing defense of the Supreme Court order, Republic moved to Haryana's Charkhi Dadri, to yet another location of Aravallis being illegally mined in broad daylight.
We are here in Charkhi Dadri district in the Unnao village. Now this is an illegal mining site that I am standing on. Behind me are clear live visuals of mining activities going on broad daylight. All this mining activity is illegal and has been stopped. However, the villagers have been trying to protect their agricultural land and they have been trying to protect their grazing fields. To the left of me is a 200 feet deep mine. Villagers here have informed us that all the mining activity happens at night. They are using blastings, they are using dynamite, and no safety equipment is being used.
In an explicit violation of the SC guidelines, Aravallis continue to be blasted and mined at night. From wells running dry to diseases spreading due to dust, villagers face the actual brunt.
मेरी यह है कि हमारे गांव में कैंसर पीड़ित 7-8 हो गए हैं, उसमें ब्लास्टिंग के कण जाते हैं पानी में। दोड़ा माइनिंग है, उसमें पानी लग रहा है, उससे पानी में ब्लास्टिंग कण जाते हैं तो उसे कैंसर हो रहा है और कईयां का सांस की बीमारी होगी। कोई नहीं, 60 साल से ऊपर आदमी है ना, वो सभी खाट पकड़ रहे हैं।
Caught on Republic camera were mounds and mounds of dust as North India struggles to breathe. This despite the court order. A trail of mined dust that never ends.
अभी ब्लास्टिंग होता है कि धरती में कंपन होता, पाइपलाइन पूरी डैमेज हो जाती है।
यहाँ पे रात में भी ये ब्लास्टिंग करते हैं?
हाँ जी।
यहाँ पे रात में भी ये खनन करते हैं?
24 घंटा चलता खनन तो।
Unable to defend their natural heritage, villagers confess of having been threatened by illegal miners.
हमने पैर मास कर लाखों रुपये लगाए, यहाँ पर गांव ने धरना दिया। बड़ी भारी भयंकर मी और आंधी तूफान में हमारा एक आदमी मर भी गया था यहाँ, और बार बार बिजली को हमने दे दी, लोकायुक्त में हमने लगा ली, डीसी का हमने लगा ली, खनन विभाग का हमने लगा ली, खनन मंत्री का हमने लगा ली, लेकिन हमारी कोई सुनाई को नहीं हो। तो ये काला काला का बड़ा 5-7 आउंस हाथ में बंदूक ले रहा है, चले जाओ ना तो गोली मार देंगे, ये धमकियां देते हैं ये।
The villagers have filed multiple applications to local authorities, but they allegedly kept mum.
मैंने डीसी के कम से कम 10 दरखास्त दे रखी हैं, हर महीने दरखास्त देता हूँ, ग्रीवेंस की भी देता हूँ, डीसी ने कोई कार्रवाई नहीं की। वो पता नहीं वो एप्लीकेशन कहाँ जमा होती है। और जो एमओ संचित तलवार है उसको भी एप्लीकेशन कहीं दे दी, और संचित तलवार को बार बार कहे कि मौका देख लो कि हमारा अवध पड़ रहा है, इसके अवध पड़ रहा है, ये देख लो पॉपुलेंट भी खड़ी हैं और ये 6 स्टॉक रखे हैं अवध, आज भी ये देख लो चले हुए हैं सभी गाड़ी, और प्रदूषण कांड बंद है, हमारी कोई सुनाई नहीं हो रही।
Authorities remain in bliss of ignorance while residents of Gudana sleep every night under the fear of their roofs collapsing.
ये मेरा सारा मकान का दरार आ रही है जी, यहाँ मेरा ट्यूबवेल था, ट्यूबवेल भी फेल हो गया जी, इसलिए मैंने एक डिग्गी बनाई है, डिग्गी में उतरी आएगी, और डिग्गी इसलिए बनाई मेरे बाग में पौधा में पानी गल जाए। और यह दोपहर में इतनी अभी ब्लास्टिंग होती है, इस कारण ये देख लो जी सारी दरार आ गई, ये पड़ गया, मैं तो रात में सोता, मेरे को रात में पड़ गया तो मेरे तो मुश्किल हो गई जी।
Day and night, blasting continues and houses develop cracks, visible cracks.
ये जो अपने पहाड़ के अंदर जितना भी ब्लास्ट हो रहा है ना, बहुत ज़्यादा, हद से ज़्यादा ब्लास्ट हो रहा है। इसमें बबलिंग इतनी होती है कि कंपन बहुत ज़्यादा हो, और उस कंपन की वजह से पहले तो दरार आई, और अभी दरार आने के बाद में फिर इसी में रहते थे, इसके लिए हम बाहर रह रहे हैं। कुछ दिन के बाद में हमको ऐसा महसूस हुआ कि ये गिरेगा, तो इसको छोड़ के हम बाहर चले गए फिर, और क्या करें, बाहर रह रहे हैं अभी तंबू वगैरह तान के।
Not one, not two, but many houses in Gudana have visible cracks due to incessant mining. People have been forced to vacate their houses for fear of them collapsing. Republic investigation on ground continues relentlessly. Meanwhile, villagers, their homes and the Aravallis continue to be at the mercy of authorities.
And across India, a wave of anguish and unyielding resolve has swept through the streets and cities under the banner of #Hindu mobilization as thousands unite in fury over the barbaric lynching of Dipu Chandra Das, a young Hindu worker falsely accused. He was brutally beaten and his body was hanged and set ablaze in Bangladesh. From Delhi's barricade-breaking marches outside the Bangladesh High Commission to Kolkata's bloodied protest met with police lathi charge, effigies of Mohammed Yunus burned while voices thunder under justice demanding an end to the relentless prosecution of minorities in a nation that is spiraling into extremism. Here's what's happened in Bangladesh and the fallout of which was seen in many states across the country today.
Be it of the national capital, be it Jammu, be it Bhopal, or be it Kolkata. Hindu groups have taken to the streets and the anger is unmistakable. The protesters are not mincing their words.
देखिए, बांग्लादेश में सरकार नाम की कोई चीज नहीं है, वहाँ पर एक आतंकवादियों की सरकार हो गई है।
बांग्लादेश में हो क्या रहा है, सब अत्याचार तो हो रहा है, और होगा क्या बताइए। पाकिस्तान में हुआ, वहाँ से आ गए, अब बांग्लादेश में होने लगा। ये कट्टरपंथी कब तक हम चुप रहेंगे, उनके सुनते रहेंगे क्या हम लोग, ये डरते रहेंगे क्या? हिंदू जाग चुका है।
The anger is palpable.
এবং এই মুহূর্তে টিয়ার গ্যাস ছোড়ার জন্য লাঠিচার্জ করছে পুলিশ।
Even as the authorities pushed back, the protesters' clarion call echoed far and wide. This is in the backdrop of a 25-year-old Hindu man, Deepu Chandradas, being lynched in Bangladesh. His only mistake was falling victim to the mob justice. Cruelty such as the youth's body was hung from a tree and set on fire. Thousands of voices, one single question to the Yunus-led Bangladesh government. Why the free run to radicals?
Moving on to Sambhal now. In Uttar Pradesh, a shocking case has emerged in Sambhal where a 32-year-old trader Rahul Kumar was allegedly murdered by his own wife Ruby and her lover Gaurav Kumar. The crime scene was so horrific that Rahul's head was severed, his hands and legs were cut off and body parts were dumped at various locations. What makes this case very similar to the Blue Drum murder in Meerut when Muskan and her lover also had killed their husband, stuffed his remains in the cement filled with a drum. Both the cases, same story. Here is the report that you'll have to see, which points out towards a grisly murder that happened in Uttar Pradesh.
Striking similarities with Meerut's Blue Drum murder. A man was murdered after he found his wife in a compromising position with her lover. Police in Sambhal have cracked a case in Chandosi where a 32-year-old shoe trader was allegedly murdered by his wife and her lover. The victim, Rahul Kumar's head was severed from the body. His hands and legs were cut off and body parts were dumped at various locations. Rahul paid the price of catching his wife with her alleged lover, Gaurav Kumar, a neighbor inside his own home. The spine-chilling murder draws similarities with the Blue Drum murder where Muskan and her lover Sahil stabbed an ex-merchant navy officer Saurabh Rajput to death in Meerut on March 4, 2025. While it was on March 2025 that the Blue Drum murder case sent shockwaves across the nation, in Meerut it was Saurabh who met his fatal end at the hands of his partner. Cut to 3 months later, Rahul met a similar fate. 2 different cities, 2 different murder cases, yet the same spine-chilling similarities. The accused, Ruby, had filed a missing person report for her husband Rahul. What initially seemed an ordinary case turned out to be a thoroughly planned gruesome murder that sent shockwaves in the entire location.
जनपद संभल के थाना चंदौसी क्षेत्र में आज से करीबन 1 महीना पहले 18-11 तारीख को 18 नवंबर को रूबी नाम की एक महिला ने गुमशुदगी दर्ज कराई थी और उस महिला के द्वारा बताया गया कि उसके पति है वो कहीं गायब हो गए हैं। उसके कुछ दिन बाद में यहाँ नाले में एक डेड बॉडी मिली जिसमें उसके पाँव नहीं थे, हाथ नहीं थे, सिर नहीं था। इस तरह की अटकटी जो डेड बॉडी है उसको पुलिस ने शव को कब्जे में लिया, उसका पोस्टमार्टम कराया, उसका डीएनए भी प्रिजर्व कराया उसका और फॉरेंसिकली उस बॉडी को पूरा एग्जामिन किया गया था। उस बॉडी पे राहुल नाम लिखा था और गहनता से जांच करने पे यह पता चला कि राहुल की पत्नी जो रूबी है उसी ने ही राहुल की हत्या की थी। इस प्रकार इन दोनों व्यक्तियों को जिनके नाम गौरव और रूबी, इन दोनों को गिरफ्तार करके आज जेल भेजा जा रहा है। इनके पास से जिस ग्राइंडर का यूज़ करके इन्होंने कटर से काटा था वो भी बरामद हुआ है और जिन हथौड़ों और इन चीज़ों से उन्होंने उसके सिर पे वार किए थे वो भी पुलिस को बरामद हुए हैं।
On the night of November 18, 2025, enraged Rahul started beating his wife and her lover. He threatened to humiliate her in the entire neighborhood and told her he would throw her out of the house naked. That's when Ruby told Gaurav to hit Rahul. Gaurav then struck Rahul on the head with an iron rod and an iron pestle used for shoe repair, killing him instantly. What sends shivers to the spine is the fact that Rahul's body was dismembered with a grinder. This adds up as yet another case of betrayal that led to murder. But the question remains, could this have been avoided?
horrific